get up. Queen, it's time to rise. Queen, rise up. You've been down long enough. You've been defeated long enough and mistreated long enough. Queen, it's time to stand up. Queen, it's time to get up. Queen, it's time to rise. Queen, rise up. You've been down long enough. You've been defeated long enough and mistreated long enough. Queen, it's time to stand up. Queen, it's time to get up. Queen, it's time to rise. Queen, rise up. You've been down long enough. You've been defeated long enough and mistreated long enough. You've been down long enough. You've been defeated long enough and mistreated long.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Queens Rise Up. You know how we do. This is Queen Rise Up Women Empowerment. What we do around here, we empower who? You, that woman, to do what? To know her worth and her value. Queen, do you know your worth and your value? Listen to me. It is time to get up. And when you get up in the morning, make the devil mad that you are up this morning and make sure you have your foot on the jugular of his neck. Good morning, Queens. You know what? Using this new technology, don't start no, won't be none. It's going to be all right. I promise you. It's going to be all right. You know, when you tap into to new things, you know what? You'll discover, you know what? Some things you got to learn. Somebody said, I got to learn as I go. But if you're joining me today this morning, my name is Chantel C. Ross, and this is Queen Rise Up, where we empower women to know their worth. We meet here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are live. What you see is what you get, and that is real talk. You hear me? But when you get up in the morning, be strategic about your prayer. Be strategic about what you want throughout your day. Be strategic, and being strategic means being intentional. Today is a good day. You know what? I will rejoice and be glad in it. You know what? Today, Today is your words has creative power. So you got to be intentional. What do you want? You know, how do you want to guide your day? How, maybe some thoughts you need to bring back into alignment. Start your day out with prayer. You know what? Say what God says concerning you, that you're the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath, that you are more than a conqueror, that you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I need you to get up this morning. Somebody said, listen, I'm getting ready to shake the dust off. Today is a new, fresh day. Come on, Queen. Today is a new day. Today is a new opportunity. Today is, listen, it is a day. So when we get up in the morning, we always say we have like blank canvases. Hello, Queen. Listen to me. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what? Matter of fact, today is, I said, good morning, Jacqueline. Good to see you, Queens. Today's a new day. It's a fresh start. Let me back up a little bit because I know tomorrow is our Thanksgiving Day, and I'm sure we are thankful for who God is and what he's doing in our lives. And this is real talk. So I want to say happy Thanksgiving because I know I won't see you guys tomorrow. But I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving and really thanking God for his grace, his mercy, his love, his kindness, his deliverance. Don't start, none won't be none. But I want to say this too. Being strategic. Today's message is getting deep rooted. You got to get deeply rooted, not just surface rooted, not just, talk or hearsay, but really getting deeply rooted in who God is so you can know who you are. And this is real talk. If you get deeply rooted in the things of God, your purpose will make sense. Your life tragedies will make sense. When you start getting deep rooted, because once you get deep rooted, you will get built up in who Christ says he is. And this is real talk, and who you are. That's why when you get up in the morning, you start making declaration and decrees, because you are making statements and proclaiming based on who God says you are, how you were destined, how you were born, what you were, entitled to. So you entitled to some things, real talk, but there is some prerequisites for your entitlements. Can I just say that? Let me have a sip. There are prerequisites for your entitlements. So God tells you that, you know what, wherever the soles of your feet tread, you declare it that you're going to conquer them. Now, in order to conquer them, you got to be deep rooted. And this is real talk. Oh, I'm gonna help somebody today. You got to be deep rooted because you know, if you're not rooted deep down, when life happens, everything that you built will pull up. The roots are so that the things in your life will stay grounded. Come on, to the source, not the resource, to the source that's keeping you alive. I need you to get up this morning. Are you deep rooted, Queen? Let me do 2 Corinthians 2:7. Rooted and built up. Not just rooted, but also built up in him, strengthened in faith. I'm 2 Corinthians 2:7. Come on, listen. Are you deep rooted? I did a post yesterday. Sometimes we're talking loud, but saying nothing. Are you deep rooted? How are you? Do you compromise when storms come? How is your tongue when storms come? How is your thought life when things happen? There are 4 seasons to every year. 4 seasons. And in those 4 seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter, there's 4 seasons. And that means that none of the seasons last forever. So in those seasons, even if you're dealing with the trees, it has to be rooted and deep rooted so that those seasons in life doesn't take you or take the tree away from its purpose. And you don't be taken from your purpose, that you get to your destination, that you get you. And so being rooted is very, very, how is your queen? How are you? And this is real talk, because there's 365 days in a year. A tree, let me tell you something, deep rooted, it goes through rain, sleet, sun, snow, all types of storms. Branches fall off because what happens is when you're deep rooted and whatever's not producing fruit, the branches will fall off. I'm going to help you to come on. You got to be deep rooted. Come on, Jackie. You got to be deep rooted, Queen. And if God gives you something, so he says to you, he says, you are the head and not the tail. Get deep rooted in that thing. You are above and not beneath. Get deep rooted in that thing. You are more than a conqueror. Get deep rooted. Come on, somebody say deep roots. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. How deep are your roots? Because we can just talk about it, but are you? It's a difference when you got to really be about it. So how deep are your roots? And this is real talk. He says, you are sitting in heavenly places. You got to be rooted and built up. Somebody say deep roots. How deep are your roots? Now you can tell when a person has a shallow life. You know, when life is shallow, you're not really living a deep rooted life, but a shallow life. Good morning, Queens. You have no results. You got to have some results of your victories. You need some results in your life. And this is real talk. We're talking about being deep rooted, Claudia. And I'm gonna tell you the big and the high. A lot of times the greater the storm, come on, somebody say the deeper the roots. I need you to get up this morning because you got to go in deep. Come on, we still talking about the roots, Queen. What are you rooted into? And you got to be deep rooted, and to be deep rooted so that you can be built up. And this is real talk. I'm telling you because, and I was explaining how trees, and it's this tree in my backyard. I am so fascinated with it. I really, 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 really am. I'm fascinated with this tree because I've been here for 20, going on 22 years, and the tree still functions the same way in every season. But then I do see branches fall off of the tree. Listen to me. I see the leaves. I see the winter come. I see the spring come. I see the fall come. I see the summer come on these trees. Come on, I'm real talk. And so the tree is really huge. It's humongous. And I thought about, I said, well, what if I cut the tree down? That tree is right now is really serving a purpose from wind. It's serving a purpose from the rain. It serves a purpose from the sun. It's serving a purpose. Let me help you. But its roots are deep, 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 because the roots is what keep the tree stable to the ground. And so in order for your life to be stable to the ground, I'm gonna help somebody anchored. Come on, your roots got to be deep in the things of God. And this is real talk. Do you hear me? It says, what when we know God, his son, Holy Ghost watching over me, because all things to know Jesus in land, because most of the time he looked around and saw nobody. I felt the Holy Spirit burning within joy. Well, that's when you become deep-rooted, Jackie. So if you deep-rooted, so now your resources, good morning, Queen. Happy pre-Thanksgiving, you as well. So when you deep rooted and things happen, you know how to tap into the stream of living water. Don't start none, Queen, of living water. You will know how to, recalibrate the thoughts in your mind, because now you're deep rooted, being built up. But you know what I find out? The bigger the storm, the deeper the root. I'm going to help somebody today. He says, all things work together for good for those who love him and that are called according to his purpose. Queens, I need you to get up this morning. Somebody said, I'm deep rooted, rooted and built up in him, strengthened in faith. Come on, and as you were taught, and overflowing with thankfulness. This is 2 Corinthians, Colossians 2:7. So sometimes we got to go check our roots. What are we rooted into? What got our attention? What is it that we highlight the most in our lives? Because sometimes the things that we highlight the most in our lives is where our roots, where we're being nourished from. So because you got to be, Queen, I'm real talk, you got to be deep rooted. Deep rooted is like having stability. It's like you're being anchored and having stability. Come on. That's it, Queen. And it says rooted and built up in him. And sometimes we built up in other things. Don't start now. Sometimes we built up. We even be built up in religious rhetoric. We can be built up in just, you know what, a whole lot of noise and saying nothing. You can be built up in old wrong patterns of things. He said, no, be built up in me. Let me renew your mind. Let me transform your mind. Let me take you into higher ground. Be rooted. He says, listen, go those tough places in life. He said, be built up in me so you can go up the tough terrain. Come on, you better know who's nurturing the soil, because when we plugged into the wrong things, our spirits are being nurtured by the wrong things, whether it's through social media, whether it's generational, whether it's through television, whether it's through music. Oh, you're going to find out which. Queen, don't start nothing. And you nourish your soul through the spirit realm. Claudia, let me help you. So what you taking in the spirit affects your soul. Can I? Let me help somebody this morning. He says, listen, because what you feed your spirit, man, will nourish your soul. Queen, you are a three-part being. So what are you feeding off of? Are you Colossians 2:7? I need you to lock and load this morning. Let me tell you, you better watch your surroundings. And this is real talk, your surroundings, because what happens in your surroundings, it affects your spirit. And then what happens and the weight that you carry in your soul, because your soul is where your will, your emotions are. Come on, I need y'all to listen. And when he says, when you trust God, there's nothing your heart cannot desire in the spirit. And Queen Real Talk is in the spirit. Don't start nothing, Jackie. Listen. But you got to be rooted. You can't compromise. We should be like a tree. Come on, Queen. Matter of fact, let me lock and load with you, because there's so much up in here. Psalms 1:3, Terry. He said, be like a tree planted by the streams of water that yields its fruit in its season. So what you do on your off season, let me say on your off season, listen to me, real talk. It's going to depend on the fruit that you produce. Come on, in its season. So what you do in your off seasons? Let me tell you what you do when that's it right there. You better lock and load this morning, Queen. He said, he is like a tree planted by streams of water that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaves do not wither. And in all that he does, he prospers. In all that he does, he prospers. I need you to dig. Somebody say, I'm going deep. this morning. Come on, listen to me, real talk. Because what he said, he is like a planet. Imagine you. So you keep thinking on certain things, and you keep feeding that thing to your spirit. After a while, your soul be dictated by that which is in your spirit. So he says, listen, what I need you to do is plant. You're gonna be like a tree planted by streams of water. You're gonna yield to me. Oh, did you catch it? Somebody, don't start none, Queen. You know what, Terry? Let me get back in. Did you catch it? He says he is like a plant planted by the streams of water that yields its fruit in its season, and its leaves does not, and its leaves will not wither. And in all that he does, he prospers. Hey, Ty, good morning, Queen. Happy Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving. Listen to me. Are you planted by the stream of the living water? Queens, in due season, you shall reap. Your leaves will not wither. And whatever you do, he said, you will prosper. It's by faith and not by sight. Queen, faith ain't no joke. Can I tell you, faith ain't nothing to play with. Faith ain't chump change. You hear me? Come on. Faith is not chump change. Faith is your currency. Your faith is your currency, and this is real talk. No, all that yabba dabba do, because sometimes we are good at what we are good at. We are talented at what we are talented, but when it comes to using faith, it changes the game. Can I tell you? It's walking by faith and not by sight. Matter of fact, being planted by the rivers of living water, baby, it's by faith and not by sight. Yo, come on, your faith is better than money. Don't start doing, Queen. You know what? Because without faith, it's impossible to please him. And this is real talk. I want you to take this thing and where you are right now, because faith, I'm going to say faith, man, without faith, it's impossible. It's impossible. We can talk and have a whole lot of words, but when we have to really start executing in who God says, when you start executing on what God says, don't you know you are going deep? Come on, you're going deeper. You're going deeper when you begin to operate, and your deeper can be anywhere where you are in life, because everybody's somewhere. Everybody got something going on in life, whether it's financial, whether it's spiritual, whether it's health, whether it's purpose, whether it's family, whether you're challenged and just in your mental. Everybody got something going on in levels of their life. But if your roots are running deep, baby, when the winds blow, you won't break. You hear me? You will keep going. In spite of, good morning, Queen. Good morning, Queen. And as I was looking, and let me just go back, because I keep seeing, I just got a flash of my tree, this tree. Expect it. Matter of fact, Queen, he says, good morning, Natalie. Hello. He says, he that is planted by the streams of water that yields his fruit in its season. Everybody had an it season. Wait a minute. Please don't stop. Have an it season, because we don't know where you are, what you are experiencing. But let me tell you about this thing. He says, he that is planted by the streams, of water that yields its fruit in its season. Now, what season are you in? Just don't give up. Do you hear me? I don't know where you are, what you're expecting God to do, but don't give up, because in its season, your due season, you will you'll produce the fruit. Come on. It might not make sense to a lot of people, what you have to experience and the groundwork that has to be put in. Don't start now, Queen. He says, listen, what's going to happen? I'm going to root you so deeply. You get so deeply in its season. Please don't start nothing. Don't start none. Won't be none. You get rooted deeply, so that when things happen in life, have you ever, because we all been in places and situations and circumstances in life, tragedies and issues of life. But if you keep on building up, even while in calamity, when you still keep, come on, listen to me. Come on, don't start nothing, Queen. Listen to me. That's what he does. He prepared. You know what? You better get it. Somebody better catch it this morning. Prepare. God, I don't even know how to act. I'm trying to keep my composure. Please don't start none. So what happens is, when no one can see you, and you're dealing with life, but you're being built up, the deeper your roots are getting stronger. Your roots are getting deeper. Come on, your roots are, I mean, this is real talk. But if you build your things in and doubt and fear, don't get rooted in doubt, don't get rooted in fear, don't get rooted in peace, get rooted in joy. Come on, get rooted in the gifts of God that he has for you. And this is real talk. Don't start now. Somebody say, yeah, I'm rooted. Oh, deep now, not shallow rooted, but deep rooted, so that when life goes and blows, baby, you won't break. Some of us is coming to the season of harvest in our lives for things from years and decades ago, but you just kept building up. You just kept building up. You kept building up. You had some good times and some bad times. You had some highs and some lows, but you were still being built up in who Christ says you are. Real talk, just getting you prepared. Come on, Queen, for a season that, listen, for a season. And this is real talk. And everybody's seasons are different. Do you hear me? I might be in a different season. I might not be in fall season. I think I'm in bloom season. And some of you might be in different seasons. Come on, launch out into the deep. Let me tell you something. Launching out into the deep is scary, Queen. Don't start none, won't be none. Do you hear me? But you got to know where your roots are to make you launch. And you got to know who got you, who carrying you, who holding you, who's getting you through. Come on, how deep is your root? Somebody say, I'm going deep. And real talk, I'm going deep. So what happens is when your roots is deep and then life blows, because sometimes when you're getting built up in who Christ says you are, sometimes you get a little wavery in your face. You get a little wavery in circumstances. But what he's doing, come on, he's preparing you for seasons to come. And each season, them trees is 365 days in a year. And the trees go through 4 different seasons and it repeats itself. And the more, every time they get into different seasons, the tree gets stronger in their roots. He said, but remember, good morning, Sasha. But remember how to step by step in faith. I always say, Sasha, Claudia, keep it simple. I said, we can change channels. I said, when things don't go our way, our thoughts, we can still stand on righteousness, real talk. When you're deep rooted, somebody say, I'm going deep. And don't come, I'm going deep. It says, listen, good morning, Queen. Somebody say, I'm going deep. No more shallow living. Come on, I'm going deep. Listen, because there is things that God has already destined. He has already prepared. He has already in place. Don't you know them trees, every season, they already know what they're going to do. The birds come, they know the season. The ants know the season. It's us who sometimes don't recognize our seasons. Don't start, no, it won't be none. Listen to me, real talk. The birds, they got their season. The trees got their seasons. The ants got their seasons. Don't start, none, won't be none. Everybody know, Queen, you got to know your seasons. Do you hear me? You got to know, but you got to be deep-rooted in this thing. Do you hear me? And this is real talk. He said, listen, he says, oh my goodness, I'm trying to get this together. I'm excited. Come on. He said, good morning, Marsha. Preparing us for each season. Each season, and we sometimes get stuck in our seasons. We get stuck in the seasons and we lose hope. They are prepared. Y'all finna start somebody say, I'm deep rooted. Listen to me, built up, prepared. Queens, you're going somewhere. There's destiny. There is purpose. There is assignments. There is gifts. Come on, listen, there is things that God has in store for you. But you got to get deep rooted. Deep rooted. And if you understand, roots are from the inside out, not from the outside in. I'm going to help somebody today. From the inside out, not from the outside in. When you see it on the outside, it's because of what's going on in the roots. So can I have a sip today? Please help me. Are we prepared? Come on. Are we prepared for destiny and for greatness? Come on, Queen. Are you prepared? Woo, come on, I said the prepared place, the prepared place. Prepared place. Are you prepared? Just as a place of transparency, really quickly before I get up out of here. There's a, come on, he said, honey, there's a, don't start nothing on Natalie. There is a season to everything. You hear me? There is a time. You got to trust the process. And sometimes the process don't even make sense. The things that you experience are real talk. So whatever's in the root. Because sometimes we look at things on the external. That's what you say you can run, but you can't hide. Because after a while, whatever you rooted in, it's going to show itself up. Preparation for the journey. Come on, real talk. It'll show itself up. Yes, Queens, everyone has a season. But the thing I said the other day is you got to be able to recognize the seasons and recognize your shift. You hear me? But you got to be rooted in who God says you are. There is a time and a season. And some of the seasons be so dark sometimes. They be dark seasons. But God is doing a work even in those seasons. If you're not being built up in Him, you'll think your dark seasons are here to take you out. Your seasons are to prepare you for an already prepared place. It's to prepare you for an already prepared place that has already been set for you, destined for you. Get through your seasons, Queens. You may even have wilderness experiences. But He says, if you're rooted in me, I will feed you. I will hydrate you. You should refine me. Woo, honey. He hears you, Claudia. Sasha, He is preparing you. When you know that He is preparing you for a season, get excited. Even if through all my dark moments and tragedies and you etc. Even through all of that, there is still a prepared place. So it leaves you with hope and expectation. Your roots may be deeper in your prayer life, your worship life, your communion with God. Real talk. I mean, somebody said I got to go deep. Because He's preparing you. I'm getting ready to prepare Thanksgiving dinner. I gotta chop up the onions. I gotta chop up the peppers. I gotta take the dough, the flour out the bag, the cornmeal out the bag. I gotta gut the turkey. Somebody said, He's preparing you. You know what? Real talk. Gotta melt the butter. Trust the process. Don't stop none. But you gotta be deep rooted so you don't lose the momentum, the vision, the purpose. Did you catch it? Don't start none. Listen to me, Queens. But before you get to the destination that's already been ordained. Now understand, and now why I keep seeing glimpses? Because your steps that are ordered by God are leading you not just to your earthly destinations, but it's also leading to your spiritual destination, your eternal destination. Queens, it'll make sense after a while. Don't want to prepare the table, prepare me with strength. You know what? Look. You got to be deep rooted. Some of you are going to find out the things that you used to do don't even work in this next season. The things that you have been so familiar with in the last season, some of them branches in those seasons getting ready to fall off. Them branches that is not producing. Come on, real talk. They get ready to fall off. There are customs that you have adopted into your life. They're getting ready to fall off. Some people are going to be like, oh, girl, what has gotten into you? Enough is enough. Getting deep rooted and built up. Because we can either highlight the preparation, the prepared place, or the issues in life. Which one you gonna give life to? I'd rather give life to and get rooted in purpose, spiritual. Somebody say I'm deep rooted. Deep rooted. You're planted. You're built up. Rooted and built up. Rooted and built up. Don't go before time and season. You'll meet yourself coming back. Take your time in your process, but just understand where you are in it. He says God is purging us. Lord have mercy. You hear me, Queen? Real talk. Don't rush. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Speak real talk. It isn't our soul. It belongs to God, so we will walk upright in our own divine purpose. And we divine. Real talk, Queen. I feel like God is, it's like he's, I don't know if it's like he's flipping. He's flipping. And I don't know if you ever, to experience a flip in the spirit realm. It's almost like you take your focus off the things that you thought equate to who he is. He said, I'm flipping it so that you can do this thing from the inside out, not from the outside in. You're flipping it so that you'll be deeply rooted. Because sometimes we can have seeds in the ground, but they're in shallow places. But you got to go a little bit deeper. A little bit deeper. We become so familiar. I can see him flip some. He's flipping like he. So in my mind, when I see the flip, because first it's spirit, soul, it's spirit, mental, purpose, your health, financial. And so a lot of times we operate financial, body. Listen, be a queen for nothing. Anxious for nothing. Do you hear me? Because everything has a purpose and plays a role to who God says you are. Do you hear me? And what he has in store for you. So sometimes we work from the bottom up, financial, health, purpose, mental, spirit. But when he flipped that thing, it's spirit, mental. Because if you get your spirit and your mental, watch, you'll see purpose. Your vision change. Come on, your vision change, and you'll recognize seasons. So now you're strong in your spirit and your mental. You won't lose your mind when shifts start happening, and then you will see purpose as you get stronger in your spirit, man. And then your mental mind, real talk. Do you hear me? Them jokers come into alignment, and watch. And you will start seeing purpose. I was designed for this. I've been chosen for that. Wait a minute, God, hold on. And so then you start working on your health, because now you know that these things all go into alignment, and then he'll get you set up that he'll start, start getting into your bag. Don't start none, won't be none. But real talk. So, and everything in the process. And every season, queen, and this is real talk. And I know every woman in this room got stories, got testimonies, have been through places, have had experiences. My goodness, and I can only but imagine what your seasons have been like. And some of your shoes, I would never want to walk in them. Do you hear me? And that is real talk. But in each one of those moments and times, I'm sure you recognize this with you. There's this moment where you realize this is another season. And you know what? And what comes with that season? Listen to me. Who no one knows what hand you're going to be dealt. And this is real talk. It says the mind shift before our places. Oh, queen, listen to me. Because if your mind don't shift before you get to your places, because you get to your places and you'll wind up doing the old things in new places. Queens, don't start none, won't be none. So if your mind doesn't shift, Jackie, and be transformed, so that when you get to the destination, you'll be able to maintain and handle yourself and carry yourself like a lady. Do you hear me? In the things of God? And this is real talk. Because if you don't, baby, when winds start blowing, man, you mess around and look back like, like Lot's wife. You mess around and get a little bit haughty and prideful. Come on, because now you're sitting in a different type of seat or setting. But let me tell you something. That prepared place, don't somebody say, don't blow it. And this is real talk. So you want to stay humble, and this is real talk. So your mind, listen, your mind. And Jackie, can I just say this one, since you're on that subject, and don't be anxious for nothing, Natalie, trust the process. Go ahead and go through. I have never been in a hurry. I never, ever been in a hurry concerning my purpose. Do you hear me? Because it didn't go anywhere. I just have to go through. I had to go through the process. I was nobody's hurry, because sometimes you'll be processing and people be wanting you to do certain things, but you're processing. Don't start none. They can see your process, but it ain't time to bring it to the forefront. You understand? You know what's going on behind the scenes in the process of the making, getting prepared for a prepared place. You understand? You're getting prepared for the purpose that God has already ordained for you, because people can see you. Oh, don't start none. You be like, no, I can't. No, it ain't my time. God is doing something. Nobody knows that better in this room but you. And that is real talk. And sometimes you just, because we be processing, queen, we be processing. And some people can see the fruit that is being developed during the process seasons. A tree doesn't come out in fall when they know their summer is on the rise. You understand? No. Because we know what's going to be on the tree, but you can't rush the tree to have its leaves in the wintertime when they only come in the summertime. Do you hear me? Matter of fact, they bud in the spring and bloom in the summer. Can I help somebody today? And so the process. Oh, When I sat in the seat this morning, I was like, Lord, well, I don't know what you getting ready to do, but he keeps keeping this root and this tree in the forefront of the spirit of my mind. Come through. You know what, Queen? Did you hear him? Did you hear? Oh, did you? I heard it too, Natalie. I ain't gonna tell you, Queen. I just didn't even go there because I don't know how to act. Me and David, that's my boy. But I heard it because I was saying in the back in the shed dealing with the sheep. Listen to me, real talk. He was processing his and he peeked out a little bit when he took Goliath down. But then he went back to what he didn't come out as king yet, Queen. Do you understand? So he was with the sheep, tending to the sheep. Come on, learning how to hear singing psalms and worship and praise, getting to know who the Lord was. He would go lead the 99 to go get the one sheep. Real talk. Don't start nothing, Queen, this morning. And then check this out. He'll just pop out real quick, take a victory. Come on, go take a victory in Christ and go back. He didn't stay out there long because he knew he was being prepared for greater things. Don't start none. But what I love about it, before he went to take the giant out, come on, Samuel had came and already anointed him. Come on, for what was to come. Can I have a sip? I'm not going to be fooling with y'all this morning. I got to get up out of here. Do you hear me? Before he got that, he anointed him before he took Goliath out. He prepared him before he took Goliath out. Listen to me, Queens. It's a prepared place, but you got to make sure. David made sure, come on, because when he got on the scene, Natalie, you understand what I'm saying? When he got on the scene, he had the host of heaven, come on, as his reinforcement to take Goliath out. Let me tell you something, Queens. He already had prepared him for the takeout on Goliath. He just prepared. Don't start nothing. Woo! Listen. But you got to have enough faith to know and not be afraid and scared. So go ahead and get deeply rooted. I believe for every season or every moment or season that we are in, because we can be seasoned but not rooted in some things. Listen, what you rooted in? What are you being built up in? It says, when we allow God to move, Satan is evicted in the same second, but Satan will go to the helpers to stop your purpose. That's his job, Jackie, to stop the purpose. Queen, you know that? And so every time the enemy strikes or there's a spiritual warfare, I always say, God, what are you up to? Lord, what are you up to? What are you up to? What are you up to? Because it is purpose and destiny that your enemy is after. He is not after your the common things in our life. He don't even want that stuff. He don't care about. He just want to stop you from getting. He don't care about your. He don't care about your money. He don't care about it. He don't care about nothing concerning you. As long as he can to stop destiny, purpose, you getting deep rooted, getting built up. You learn how to use your keys to unlock the mysteries. But if you're deep rooted, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. I want to thank you for joining me this morning. Make sure you locked and loaded. We did this morning. We started at Colossians 2:7. We dipped into Psalms 1 and 3. And then we hit Ecclesiastics. Listen to me. I need you. Listen to me. Go back for yourself. Go read the befores and the after when you lock and load, so you will know what God was talking about, who he was talking about, because these are just nuggets that I give in the morning. But go grab that thing for yourself, because you're getting ready for you're preparing for a prepared place. Already set. Listen. Jackie, if I was to tell you, if I could really the pressure that comes with purpose, that's why being deep rooted, I said the pressure, that's why being deep rooted is vital. Because when pressure comes and life hits and the adversary comes, sometimes it feels like the wind is leaving your body. And you got to learn how to go, when you're deep rooted, how to get resuscitated. So you got to be deep rooted. And I don't know where you are in life, but let's bring it back in, because after we get here, but just look at your own, just where life is, bring it in, where you are, what is God doing? Where is he taking you? What is it that you desire? And this is real talk. What are you rooted in? What are your thoughts like what are your thoughts? What's going on in your spiritual mind? What's happening in your mental mind? Real talk. Listen, and that's how you get deep root, Queen. More prayer. You got to be in the Word of God. Let me tell you something. Matter of fact, if I hit Jeremiah 17, can I just hit Jeremiah? Let me just hit Jeremiah and I'm going to get up out of here. He says, blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, whose trust is in the Lord. He is like a tree planted by water that sends out its roots by the stream and does not fear when heat comes, for its leaves remain green, and it is not anxious in the year of drought, for does it not cease to bear fruit. Jeremiah 17, Queens, you got to get deep rooted. If you think you gonna make this, if you're gonna make the cut, you got to get deep rooted. Do you hear me? And this is real talk. Guys, listen, I love you guys so much. We're getting ready to go through 30 minutes of self-love over on TikTok, and I really hope you join me just for 30 minutes and everybody get to their Thanksgiving cooking. You know what we doing. You know what we gonna do. We get ready to act up and show out. We is. But at the same time, Queens, make sure you stay deep rooted. Okay, guys, I love you so much. And Jeremiah, go back, Jeremiah 17, 7 through 8. Just amazing. My goodness. And this is real talk. Ladies, queens, kings, I know you listen to Mrs. Natalie. This ain't about us. You know what, Queen? Here we go. Here we go. Natalie, I'm trying to run about the room, Queen. Listen, I'm getting ready to run. Wait a minute. It says, this ain't about us. Stopping the plans of God has for us. Come on, Queen. Jeremiah 29 and 11. Be encouraged. Stay focused, queens, for you shall reap if you faint not. Come on, be like a tree planted by rivers of water that bringeth forth fruit in its season. Come on, don't start none. Won't be none, Natalie, and that is real talk. Do you hear me? Man, there is fruit in you. In other words, there is potential in you. There is purpose in you. Come on, there is destiny in you. Somebody's waiting on you. Don't start none this morning. Do you hear me? Come on. Oh, my goodness. It starts with you, but it ain't about you. And I'm going to tell you something, Natalie, that was a game changer for me as well. When you realize that it starts with you, but it's not about you. Do you hear me? He just wanted to start with you. So while you qualifying others, you don't get disqualified. I got to get up out of here. Listen to me, but real talk, so that you don't get disqualified while qualifying others. And that is real talk. Do you hear me? Because we good at telling others how, when, where, but what about you? And somebody's waiting on you to rise up from the inside out, not just from the outside in. Somebody's waiting for you to put that thing down. Somebody's waiting for you, come on, listen to me, to make some hardcore soul decisions. Come on, that is affecting purpose. Do you hear me? That one decision that you need to make could be the life-changing decision. Come on, not just to your destiny, but to somebody else's destiny. And that is real talk. Queens, don't start none, won't be none. Just make sure you are deeply rooted. Do you hear me? Deeply rooted so you can be built up. Listen, I gotta get up out of here. Don't start. No, it won't be done. Y'all hear me? Oh, y'all know I'm so excited. My goodness. Oh, Lord have mercy. Somebody will take me to church. Don't start now this morning. Listen. Woo! Woo! Why I'm saying here, it's like I'm the root. Good God. Whoa! We still standing, still standing. Still holding on, still holding up, still pressing through, because you're deep, somebody say deep roots. Come on, you still got hope. Come on, faith is still in operation, deep rooted. And this is Real Talk Queens. Because on top of the root, life is happening. But you're rooted. Whoa, anchored. Somebody say deep rooted. Come on, but you're still. Woo! Listen, but while you're deep rooted, the elements that are hitting life, hitting you, come on, things are happening. Come on, shall not. Come on, deep rooted. My goodness. Woo! I see the root. I see the in the spirit realm. I see the root, deep, strong, steady. You hear me? Come on, listen. You under and why life is happening. Because trees are bending, things are shedding, but you are still stable and anchored in who Christ says you are. Some of you deep rooted and probably didn't recognize how deep your roots are. Do you hear me? Real talk. Don't stop now. Sometimes we'll be operating out of who God says we are without even realizing that we've been operating out of his place in our lives for a long time. You'll be like, Lord, it's been you all the time. Yeah, because you've been rooted and built up in me. So now that, wait a minute, Lord, wait a minute. Can I just drop this? Wait a minute. Come on. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. So now you've been operating on how I designed you, according to how you've been, the root that you're rooted in me and built up. He's been sustaining. Listen. In the spirit realm, Queens, the root. It's in the spirit realm. Your nutrients is coming from the Spirit of God. His word is spirit and life. When y'all get a chance, go study the tree. Go study the tree. Look at his roots. Look at the roots. They're not just horizontal, but they're vertical. Now you may see a root base on the top. Study the tree. When you start, and I'm gonna tell you what happens when you start studying. Even if you study the ego, when you start studying and getting rooted in him, he'll start showing you some of the gifts that are inside of you. It'll make sense why you see what he shows you when he shows you things in the spirit, why you see. Queens, it'll make sense after a while. Queen, matter of fact, there's a reason for the fire. You understand me? I'm gonna drop that, I'm gonna run. That's not just because. Study it. On every level, you hit me? I gotta get up out of here. I'm gonna drop that. That's what. Let me have a sip. Make sure your prayer life is tight. Make sure you're spending time in the Word of God. Y'all make sure y'all lock and low. We can ready to go do 30 minutes of self-love. You'll type another thing. I'm gonna have to come and put some. You know what? Listen, because I'm excited about what God is doing. And this is real talk. You haven't seen anything yet. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. It has not even entered into our hearts what God has in store. And that is real talk. Guys, take care of yourself. God has great things in store for you. You hear me? And operate as though you are expecting. I want everyone, queens, make sure you're taking care of yourself. We're getting ready to go do 30 minutes of self-love. So I would love if you would join me. Stay focused over on TikTok. Don't get stranded and distracted, because it's a very distracting place. But come over and do what you need to do and get up out of there and get up out of here. Sasha, happy Thanksgiving, Queen. I love you. I do. I know. I'm getting ready to get prepared as well. But I'm going to get this day done. Get this day in today. 30 minutes of self-love. Make sure you grab your memberships. Y'all see the memberships all up over this page. Don't just hit a link and get in. Hit a link and let's go. Whether it's membership or you want to do the business part, you make your choice, make your decision, and but tap in, take a look. If you take the tour, that's the business part. If you hit the other links, if you ever seen things say take the tour, that's because that gets you into the business. But then there's other links that just get you your membership with Live Good. But I need you to get up and take care of yourself, Queen. Like you got something to do, you got places to go. Take care of yourself. Do the best you can. You might not be perfect, but do something and make sure spirit, soul, and body, you are healthy. Guys, I love you so much. Have an amazing weekend. May you take the meat and leave the bones. Do you hear me? In Jesus' name, and may you be deep rooted. Guys, I love you. What's today? Thursday? I should see you Friday. Today is Wednesday. I'm sorry, no. I should see you on Friday. How about that? Listen, go ahead and enjoy your Thanksgiving. See you on the other side for 30 minutes of self-love. I love you too. God bless you. In Jesus' name, amen. Guys, I love you. Have an amazing, amazing, amazing Thanksgiving. And Lord, we are truly thankful. Thankful for your grace and your mercy. Do you hear me? In your son, Jesus Christ. And that's real talk. Gotta go, guys. Lord, I love you. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you. Make sure you like and make sure you share. You too, Natalie. I love you, Queen. Thank you. Make sure you like, make sure you share and tag somebody. So we're going to get deep. Deep rooted. I got to go. I love you. Be blessed. Thank you.